Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. Um, we are going to start laying down this morning. And if you have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, something like that, that you can use today, go ahead and grab that. Have that nearby. I just realized I did not turn my phone off. Let me do that super quick. Okay. And if you have a strap, please go ahead and put it in a loop. We'll be able to adjust it, but just a kind of a small, medium-sized loop. And happy Father's Day to all the wonderful men out there. All right, so come on down. Have your strap and a block available. And then come on down to the floor. Your legs for now can be either straight or your knees bent and your feet on the floor. We're going to be playing a bit with the hips and the glutes today, but you'll just do your best and honor your body. So start here, just feeling your body on the floor. And there was a wonderful quote. I didn't bring it down with me, but it basically says, you don't have to be strong to be strong. You have to be balanced to be strong. And that balance comes from working with the whole body, right? Of being aware of where you are in space, where your feet are on the ground, and how we can work with the different muscles of the body in yoga and in life to find that balance. And of course, the corollary, right? Finding that balance in our lives, not doing too much or too little. So start here, just be comfortable. Start to tap into the breath and find that balance there. Maybe a 4 count of an inhale and a 4 count exhale. Breathing in and exhaling out. Taking it in and exhaling. Breathing in for 4. Exhaling for 4. And keep that going just until you feel centered on the mat. And then let that breath go. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. Maybe take the arms overhead and just stretch a little bit. Take a deep breath, maybe arch through the back, roll to the bottom edge of the sacrum. And on the exhale, draw your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your knees, allow your lower back to round, and then one hand to each knee, and do some knee circles here, but just go like slow enough that you feel yourself roll over the sacrum, maybe to the edge of the sacrum, right? Where you get into some of the glute muscles, the gluteal muscles, and then down toward the tailbone, back over to the other side. Couple more here. And then change directions. Just rolling the knees in one big circle. Couple more. The next time you are over toward the right hip, just pause. So you're a little bit suspended. You're leaning over to the right glute a little bit. So the sacrum, right, is this beautiful diamond shape pattern, and it comes down from the pelvis, and there are the glute muscles on either side of the sacrum, and it comes down in this diamond shape until it gets to the tailbone. And so we're just rolling kind of on the edge of the sacrum and the glute muscles. And then just simply roll over the sacrum, go to the other side. Just kind of get a sense, maybe one side more tender than the other. We're just hovering on one side. And then bring your legs back to center, draw your knees to chest, stamp your right foot back to the floor, take the left leg up. You can use your strap here, but otherwise just take your hands behind your thigh. We're not going to be here too long, but a little stretch for the hamstring. Maybe point your toes and flex. I went, because I did stairs yesterday and my calf muscle just let me know it's tight. So flexing the foot and pointing and flex, point. Good, flex, and then nice big circles with the ankle. So part of this whole idea of balance is to pay attention to all parts of the body. Good, circle the other way. So we think, okay, I need to pay attention to the foot, the ankle, the calf, the leg, the hip, how my spine is aligned, all that good stuff. Good, maybe walk the hands to the calf if your hamstrings are willing, and then straighten the right leg down to the floor. If that is too much, again, grab your strap or just move your hands back to the thigh instead of the shin. Take a deep breath. Press down through the right leg and maybe engage the right glute. And bend the left knee, bring it to chest. Bend the right knee, bring that to chest. Put the left foot on the floor. Take the right leg up. Shoulders are soft. Either your strap or the hands are interlaced behind your leg. Maybe level out the pelvis and then point and flex. Good. Feel the ankle, right? Feel the Achilles tendon behind the heel. Feel the calves, the shins. And then a nice big circle with the ankle. Really work through that and circle the other way. And then a small flex, maybe the hands slide below the knee, which would be closer to the ceiling here. Maybe straighten the left leg. Try not to overreach with the shoulders. Try not to really overreach and stretch the back. Try to keep it somewhat grounded there. Press the back of the knee back, opening up the back of the leg. Deep breath. And bend that knee, bring it to chest. Bring your other knee to chest. Both feet to the floor. Grab your block. Now, if for any reason we're taking that block between the thighs, I like it at the second width here, so I have kind of something to press into. If that hurts, I would take your blanket and just fold it up small and use that for your squeeze, okay? So the feet are parallel to each other. You may have to walk them in a little bit. Try to find the neutral spot of your pelvis, in other words, across the sacrum, and give your block a good squeeze. Don't hurt anything, right? Sometimes the blocks can be a little bit hard, so give it a good squeeze. And then just release it. Don't change the back at all. Good. Squeeze your block. Try to see if you can feel what is engaging here. And release. Good. 3 more. Big squeeze. Try not to flatten your back. Keep a small space back here. And release. 2 more. Squeeze. Release. One more squeeze. Press into your feet. Feel the four corners of your feet. The hands go down at your sides. Lengthen your tailbone. Just pick your hips up an inch or two off the floor. You should be able to put your hands back there underneath your glutes, but don't lift any higher than that. Squeeze your block and feel what's happening with your legs. The tailbone shoots really long. The sacrum gets really long. Squeeze and release all the way down. Just hold for a moment. We've got one more here. I want you to feel the corners of your feet. So nice wide feet here. Start to lengthen your tailbone, lift your hips just an inch or two, hold, and then focus on this lengthening of the glutes toward the hamstrings. Maybe the heels press back a little bit. Maybe the hips go a little bit higher, but don't work toward a full bridge. Just hang out and breathe. Squeeze the block a little more. Maybe your feet walk in a little more. Please don't hurt your knees here. If this is bothering your knees, let that block go. And release fully. Whew, good. Bring your knees to your chest. Take that block out. Grab your strap and feed that strap, feed your legs through that strap. Take the strap 2 to 3 inches above toward the hips, above your knees, and then tighten the strap so that it is roughly hips width apart. Okay, kind of looks like that. And you'll know it's right because you can press against the strap, press out, and you're going to feel the work. So same thing here, the feet are planted, you're on the sacrum, there's a tiny space behind your back, and squeeze out on that strap. Now, if you have a buckle, right, make sure that buckle is between the legs so that you're not pressing that buckle into your flesh. Good, squeeze. And then again, maybe you close your eyes and you go, okay, what is actually engaging here? What am I feeling? Low belly is toned. Breathe. And then just release that press and go at it again. Don't forget to breathe here, taking some nice deep breaths in and out. The hips are level and pressing against the strap. Find your breath and release. Good, 3 more, press out. So today's focus, for better or for worse, is going to be with the hips. So we're playing here. Breathe and release. Good, 1 more. I think actually 2 more will make this a little shorter. And release. Good, last one. Press out, everybody. Listen up. You're going to press into the ball mounds of your feet while pressing out. So you've lifted your heels. This won't be for everybody. As soon as you lift your heels, what are you feeling, right? You're pressing out, you're lifting the heels. Maybe you take those hips an inch or 2 off the floor. Maybe. If not, don't worry about it. Keep the tailbone long, same thing, right? Bridge work. Feeling the glutes feather into the hamstrings and vice versa. Press out. Good. Lower the hips. Keep the heels lifted. Press out and release fully. Good job, everybody. Bend the knees. Take that strap out. We'll visit those things a little later. Put that strap aside. Bring your knees to your chest. Good. Roll the knees over to one side. Come on up. Have a seat. Whew, and already I feel that. So the legs are straight out. You might want to be sitting on your blanket to help move the pelvis forward. Let's give ourselves a good solid Dandasana. Legs are straight. They're active. You should feel these quads. Flex your feet. So this was an interesting thing. Some of you might remember this story from a while ago. When we flex our feet, right, we engage the shins and we can feel the quads. Put your hands on your quads and feel how engaged they are. Now, let go of the feet and see if you can engage your quads. It's very hard, right? So that's that kind of lifting up of the muscles above the knees. It's really hard for me after so many years of doing it flexed feet to engage these legs when I'm not flexing. Just kind of play there for a second and then flex your feet so your quads are nice and engaged. Inhale, lift the arms up, seat the shoulders, hold on to that beach ball. Get really active here. Here, feel the belly, the low belly squeeze in. Imagine this nice, straight, beautiful spine, right? All the natural curves in place. Engage the legs, don't forget. And exhale, let go. Good, bend both knees, just hold. See if you can not use your hands and then straighten them out again. Hands down to your sides, shoulders roll back, chest lifts, one leg lifts. Woo-hoo. Here we go, everybody. Take your hands, rub them together. Why am I doing that? To distract you from your leg, right? And then take the arms up. Woo, good. Breathe, lift your chest. Exhale, let go. Shake it out. Bend both legs, just squeeze them up and squeeze them back down. Flex, engage. Here we go. Take one leg up. Rub your hands. Breathe, and then take them up. Press down. Reach up. And lower down. Good job, everybody. Bend your knees. Just come into a super easy Baddha Konasana. We're just going to release that. Again, you can always take the blocks underneath your knees and feel this. So Baddha Konasana can be tricky with hip issues. If you feel cramping, anytime we do anything, if you feel cramping, that's your body signal to maybe shift. So I just felt a little bit of a cramp in this right hip. So I moved the legs out a little bit. Cramp is gone. Body's happy. Just breathe. And then maybe gently just kind of move the legs. We're not trying to make the knees go down hard further. None of that. We're just giving it a little movement. Good. Take the hands to the tops or insides of your knees. Press up. Keep the chest lifted. And then just let go. And wiggle. Good. And again, press up. How hard you go here is up to you. Working the inner thighs by doing this. Deep breath. And exhale, let go. Give it a little shake. So when we compress, right? So this is a little bit of isometric work. When we contract, thank you. When we contract those muscles, so press up, we're contracting, isometrically contracting inner thighs. When we release, those muscles tend to go a little bit longer. And let go, shake it out. Good job, everybody. Bring the knees together, find your seated pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, one hand down, the other hand over, stretch, and then drop that same side hip. Watch the head. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, the other one. Stretch it out. Inhale, both up. Exhale, cactus arms. Twist to one side. Take the hands down. Lift the chest. As you take a deep inhale, lengthen the spine. I did not say twist more. I said lengthen the spine. Inhale, both arms up. Cactus arms. Go the other way. Take the hands down. Move the shoulders away from each other. And on the inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, let go. Good. All right. So grab your tennis ball. We're going to do just a little bit of hip work. And I know the tennis ball isn't for everybody. So if you just, nope, thank you, you'll pass. Maybe use a small blanket, or you just kind of play with the idea. So we're going to start on one side. So imagine this is my left side for you, if I'm mirroring. And you're going to take the tennis ball to the soft muscle, not the hip joint, not up here at the pelvis, right at the soft muscle here. And you're gonna just lean on it. Now, here's what happens. Some people, this is no big deal. For some of you, this is already like, right? You have control. And that's the whole thing about working with a tennis ball is you have control. I can lighten the load by lifting my hip away from the ball a little bit. I can deepen the pressure if I lean more weight into it. So start here, find the soft part of the muscle and just kind of roll. It's like you're taking the top hip and bringing it forward and back. My knees are staying down, right? I'm just rolling the hip forward and back. It's like dropping the chest toward the floor and back up again. And maybe you shift on the ball. Maybe you move it a little bit, a quarter inch up or down to find the tender spots. So this is the tensor fascia lata. It also feeds into, I think it's glute medius. Ooh, yeah. So there's some tender spots there. And then the next time you're there, just lean back, lean back. And you're going to find that sweet little line of the glute. And it's probably tender on a lot of folks. Is that tender on you all here? Yeah. And breathe. Good. Come back to the center. We're almost done. There's one choice here, and that is to lift like the, wait, I did it earlier. There we go. Put one foot forward, kind of lift in. So this is making it deeper. If you're not doing this with me, as far as the tennis ball, you're just going to take 1 foot forward, 1 foot straight, and try to lift up through here. So just stretching out a little bit. Good. Release that. Straighten your legs. Listen up. You're just going to kind of roll that tennis ball. And you're going to come to a little bit of a seat. And you're going to do circles with the tennis ball underneath just that side glute. Ooh, yeah. And you're going to find some tender spots. Now, if this is too tender, right? Because I have my hips off the floor. If it's too tender, you're going to put your butt back on the floor and you're just going to kind of sit and move a little side to side. If you can, you've got those hips lifted, your shirt's not getting tangled, and you're just giving your glutes a little bit of a massage. So when we have low back issues, when we have hip issues, sometimes, I think my shirt keeps getting caught. Sometimes you just got to work with these muscles. And you're going to see, you're going to find tight spots. So little circles, like you're drawing a smiley face. You're drawing a circle on your butt. Yep. Woo. And let that side go. All right, so we're going to the other side. I'm going to get my shirt out of the way for this one. You're going right to that side muscle. Please, no bones, right? Never put a tennis ball on a bone. Not a good idea. So we're just going to start easy. The knees are down, one knee can be up. You can have a little more control that way. And I'm just going to get a sense of what this side feels like. And then I'm going to move my chest forward and back, and forward and back, right? So it's like getting a really deep massage and not having to pay $100. I'm not sure it feels as good, but, right? So we're just working with this a little bit. Again, you can shift a little up or down. So the muscles that attach into the hip joint can get really tight and congested. So we're just working here a little bit. And then find maybe another spot or come back to the middle and lean back a little bit. So again, if you're not using a tennis ball, maybe you are stretching that side. Straighten the bottom leg, take the top leg forward. Whew. Oh yeah, breathe. See, we didn't even know, did we? We didn't know this was this tender. Exhale, everybody. Good. And then release. Start to roll that tennis ball behind you. And same thing. You're just going to circle. You can be on your elbows. You can be on your hands. Whatever feels right. Oh, I know which side is more tender. You can roll side to side. That's another one of my favorites. It's just to roll from the tensor fascia lata to the glutes. You can adjust the tennis ball. If we did this on a regular basis, I think we would walk a lot better. I think our backs would adjust a lot more. Woo, okay. Holy moly. And take that out. Amen. Good. Sit forward. Take one foot over the other. Just come to a nice, easy figure four and rock it out. We're not doing a ton of tennis ball work. I'm sure you're happy to hear that. But I like that work. So maybe you'll play with that some more. Good. Maybe bring it in a little bit. Just stretch out that hip we worked. Release. Go the other side. Oh, yeah. So think about that quote that I said when we were just starting to get into class, right? You don't have to be strong to be strong. You have to be balanced to be strong. And where is it for you? Where do you feel the balance in your life? All right, release that. Set the tennis ball aside. We're going to use it when we come to standing, but we're going to start on our hands and knees and come into table pose. Again, always use that blanket underneath your knees if that makes sense for you. We're spreading out the fingers. If your wrists are bothering you, you can come to elbows here. Take the right leg back. Tone in through the belly, lift the leg. So here we are again, right? Engaging the glute muscles. The belly tones in, point your toes, and just tap your big toe to the floor and lift. But don't lift so high that your low back starts to drop to the floor. Keep it all in the hips. Good, lift. That's 4 and 5. Point your toes, squeeze. Really monitor your low back. Don't let the low back drop. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold that leg up. Flex your foot. Turn the toes out. And then tap the foot. So it's the big toe side. And lift. 1, excuse me. 3. Versa. Work in that outer hip. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. 9, 10, and then take your knee to your elbow and step it all the way across. Yep. Bring it into your elbow, just 5 of these, and all the way across. And 3, and across. 4, squeeze it across, everybody. Last one. 5, and across. Hold it center, breathe, and release. Good. Come on off those wrists for a second. And my friend out there, Miss Toby, hang in there if you can. It won't all be this. Good. Shake it out. Come on back. You can tell I've got like a lot of things I want to do. So I'm like, no rest. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Same thing, other side. Tone in through the belly. I want a neutral spine. The leg lifts, the toes point. And then tap. 1, 2. Notice, right? So if I'm not paying attention, if I'm not engaging the glute on the lift, I can overlift and just rock the pelvis forward and dump into the low back. Not doing any of that today. Good, just 2 more. 9, 10, hold that leg up, flex the foot, turn the toes out, and then tap down from the big toe side. 1, 2, 3, tone your belly. 4, 5, come on. 6, 7, you got it. 8, 9, 10, hold elbow to knee or knee to elbow rather, and all the way across. Good, bring it in and slide it across. 3, just 5 of these. 4, 5, hold here for a moment, just stretch out that hip and bring it back to center. Good, plant those hands, everybody. Flip your toes under the heels, press straight back, lift your knees, squeeze the belly in, reach the chest toward your thighs. Hold here for a moment. Really plant your hands, claw the mat in just a little bit. Find that pose that works so well for your upper body. And then tone in through the belly as you straighten the legs. Downward facing dog. Ooh, feel that stretch of your calves. Maybe slowly pedal your feet. You got it. And then just bend one knee and straighten the other, and let that straight legs, Achilles, calf muscles stretch out. And then switch. Breathe. Release. Take both feet wide on your mat. Walk those hands back. Pause here in a forward fold, kind of halfway up-ish. I've got my fingertips on the floor. I'm lengthening through the tailbone. And then imagine pushing your legs out away from each other as if you could stretch that yoga mat that's between the feet. Bend your knees, sit way back. Hands come to your knees. And we come to standing. Whoo, shake out those hands. Breathe. And then grab one of your blocks and take it between the legs. So got the block between my legs. You can go long or short. Walk the feet in. Walk them in some more. See how much the feet, everybody's going to be different. See if you can bring them in until you feel like the ankles are lined up with the very inner line of the groin. And squeeze. And breathe. And think again about this idea of balance for strength. So here we are, I'm bringing the feet in. I'm trying to get some good solid weight on the feet. The knees are not locked out. The chest is tall, the belly is toned in. It is just mountain pose, but feel the glutes work, right? Feel the inner thighs work. When we get out of balance, front to back, side to inside to outside, that's when we can start to feel some issues. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take one arm down, squeeze your block, and stretch. Don't overdo it. And then lean toward that stretched side. Yep. Breathe. Come up to center. Exhale, other side. You're going to slide down and find the stretch first, and then a small lean to that side. So we're throwing the body off balance. And up. Inhale up. Take your hands to your heart. Lean forward. Careful. It's not just upper body, it's the whole body, right? It's like I could tip forward. The heels got very light. And then center, careful here. Lean back a little, be careful. Ooh, toes are starting to lift. And center, nice job. Shake it out. Take that block out. Come up to the front of your mat. In fact, probably take the blocks to the front. I think we'll use them. Good. Roll the shoulders. Find that same energy with the legs. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, come on down. Hands come to your blocks. Breathe for a moment here. Find the length of the sit bones, right? The length of the hamstrings. And then take your hands to your mat, bend the knees, step back, right leg. Bring your blocks into play, everybody. I have mine on the second level. Now, you can take your knee down if you would like, but if you can, leave it up. Imagine you've got a block between your thighs. Yeah, nice adjust there, Judy. And breathe. And just feel the energy there, keeping that energy at the midline. Take your hands to your knee, lift your chest up, take your hands to your heart. Up to you. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to bend the back knee. Keep the torso straight over the hips, right? Tendency is going to be to lean forward. Keep it back. Squeeze that imaginary block between the thighs. Isometric work. And then try to push the feet away from each other like you're going to stretch the mat longer, your yoga mat longer than it is already. Breathe. Take the arms up. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Whew. Just push those blocks ahead. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Pedal out your feet. Work with your arms. Plank pose. Squeeze the block. Breathe. The imaginary block. Lower your knees. Sit back at the hips a little. Whew. And then slide through to Sphinx pose. So that's a little tricky, right? Our mats aren't really good for sliding. Breathe, feel your back, feel the pubic bone on the floor. Lengthen the pubic bone, tone the belly in. Nice job, everybody. Lower down, hands come underneath your shoulders. Push into your knees for half plank. From half plank to full plank to down dog. And breathe. Step forward, right leg. Bring those blocks into play. Imagine squeezing a block between your thighs. Take your hands to your knee. Lift the chest, hands come to heart. Optional, bend the back knee. When we bend that back knee, we got to work harder, right? The muscles have to work harder. Squeeze the back glute. Keep the torso over your hips, right down to a center line. And breathe. Imagine pushing the mat away from you. Take the arms up. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, hands to blocks. Good. Push off your back foot, step forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Shake it out, shake it out. I know. Just give them a good shake. Don't overdo it. You know who you are. Good. Take your blocks up higher, up to the highest level. We're going to play a little bit here with this idea of transitioning using your hips and our glutes. I probably have more videos on hips and glutes than anything. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to your blocks. So make sure your blocks feel steady, okay? And I just want you to think about this for a minute. So deepen the crease of the hips, right? So this is a forward fold. Deepening the crease, I'm lifting the sit bone so the hamstrings are getting a stretch, and yet the tailbone tucks down. It's this little teeny adjustment that keeps the low back long. Peel your right heel off the floor. And then just step it back to the big toe. And feel your front leg. So I'm just tapping my big toe. I'm not looking down. I'm kind of looking at the front end of my mat. The front leg's getting a whole bunch of weight. And then step forward. Same thing other side. Lift the heel. Step back to the big toe. Everything else stays pretty even. Try to do big toe and not ball mound if you can. If it hurts, don't do it. And step it back. Bend both knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Pause. Let all that blood flow come back where it belongs. Deep breath. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Peel the right heel. Go back to your big toe. From here, wind your here to, you're going to lift that leg. Straighten the front leg. Breathe. Bend the front knee, tap the big toe down. Lift, just 3. Bend the front knee, tap. Last one, lift. And tap. Step forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake out the head. Let your equilibrium come back. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Left heel lifts. Just step back and tap. You could stay right here, by the way. This is a lot of work for the front leg, which is what we're doing. Or you straighten the front leg, lift the back. And then bend the front knee, tap. Easy does it. Watch the blocks. Lift. And lower. Last one, lift. And tap down. Step forward. Hips width apart. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to your heart. Shake it out. Everybody good? Everybody good? All right, here we go. Take it up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Peel the right foot. Tap the big toe back. Been here already. Check your front knee. Make sure your ankle knee are lined up. Maybe the blocks for me, I had to walk the blocks back a little bit. Lift the back leg. Take the left hand, reach it back. Feel where you are on the left leg, right? Don't lock out the knee. Try to find the middle foot. Hand to block. Tap back. Bend that front knee. Step forward. Bend both knees. Here we go. Lift up. Hands to heart. Find your balance. Breathe. Inhale it up. Other side, take it down. Peel the left heel. Just tap the big toe back. Always adjust the blocks as you need to. Lift the leg. Straighten the other leg. Reach the right hand back. Find your breath. Middle of your foot, adjust, right? For this side, I tend to want to curl into the middle on that ankle, so I'm pushing the pinky side out. Hand to block. Bend the knee, tap back. Step forward. Woo! Bend to both knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Shake everything out. Find your equilibrium. Stand in just a solid mountain pose. Your feet are forward. Squeeze the imaginary block. Breathe. And then press out against the imaginary strap. Squeeze in. Whew. Squeeze out. Yep. Notice which one feels better to you. It's always curious to me. Squeeze in, last one. Squeeze out. Is that a thing? Squeeze and out? Yeah, press out and shake it out, everybody. Let go. All right, so last one here with this. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hands to block. Lift the right heel. Bring the toe back. No, you can stop at any point. Good. Lift that leg straight and breathe. Lower the blocks by 1. That is optional. Find your breath. Take your right hand to your right ankle. I'm sorry, take your left hand to your left ankle. That's what happens when I mirror. Breathe. Whew. Only if you want. See if the other leg will lift just a little higher. Hand to block. Bend the front knee, tap the big toe back. Step forward. Let's just do the other side. Bring the blocks up higher. Peel the left heel. Tap back the big toe. Front knee is bent. Push off that front leg to lift the other. Breathe. Tone that belly. Optional, lower the blocks by 1. Optional, right hand to right ankle. Lift the leg a little higher if it wants to. Hand to block. Bend and step back if you can. Step forward. Woo. Good. Bend both knees and come on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let all that blood come back. Set your blocks away for now. Good. Shake out the legs. Now, if you happen to have a wall nearby, that can always be a benefit. We're just going to do a little balance work here, still working with the hips. Find your breath. So find mountain pose. Kind of shake it all out. Maybe just like shimmy those legs a little. Good. And then hands to hips or out. I'll mirror here, take your right leg or whichever leg is out and just tap it. And then notice what happens. We come out here. What did I immediately do? I leaned this way. So see if you can come back to this hip being relatively straight. Squeeze that glute, the standing legs glute. Flex the foot, lift the foot off the floor. Arms can come out, or you can diagonal. We're working that side hip that we had the tennis ball in. Both arms up. Take the leg forward. Breathe. Both arms down. Take the leg back. Chest lifts. Arms diagonal. I know. I feel like a traffic controller. Both arms up. Both hands, one leg back. Squeeze your butt. Woo. Find your balance. And let go. Whew. Shake it out. All right, same thing other side. Mountain pose first. Glutes, hips active. Breathe. Find that steadiness in that leg. Tap a big toe out. You can stay here, and I didn't show this on the other side, but you can always tap toe back, side, tap forward, and not worry about the lift part, right? So once we step out, right away we'll notice, right? Because the body wants balance. So we're going to squeeze it in. We're going to activate those muscles. Arms out. See if you can flex the foot and lift. Woo. Take it forward, arms up. Find your still point. Take it back, hands back. Chest lifts. Out to the side. Whoop. Don't follow me. Breathe. Forward. And back. Goodness, I can tell which leg needs a little more work. And shake it out. Nice, Judy. That was pretty. Good. Shake, shake. Grab both of your blocks, take them up high. This is just a forward fold. If you don't need the blocks, you can set them forward. And imagine as you're in this forward fold that the heels, the inner heels, come closer together isometrically, and that the big toes move further apart isometrically. And feel the work in the legs. And breathe. Your forward fold can be a halfway. You can have your hands on your shins, or on the floor, or on your blocks. Bend your knees, everybody. Hands come to knees. Take it up. Whew, good job. Shake that out. Grab each block and set one on either end of your mat, not too far. Excuse me. And take your legs wide. Good. You're going to turn your, I'll mirror again here. Turn your right foot, point it to the top end of your mat. You can always do whichever foot makes the most sense for you. Maybe you walk the back leg back, bend your front knee. So this is just warrior two stance, right? No big deal. Do this all week long. This knee presses out. Now I want you to push into the back foot, like really make that glute, hip, leg active. Feel the quad working, right, from that activity. And then take your other hand to your knee, just above your knee, and straighten the knee. Start to lean forward, grab your block, take it to the outside ankle, ankle. Open up the front body, roll the right hip back, find all four corners of your feet, take the arm up, triangle pose. Breathe. Lengthen, feel your body. That's it. Bend your front knee, everybody. Adjust your block. We're now in extended side angle. Everything the same. Your arm can either be up toward the ceiling or over your ear. Take your top hand to your top hip. Take your other hand to your knee. Push up, straighten the leg, turn your toes. Ooh, shake it out. So when we do any standing pose, we realize how important this area is, right? Hips, glutes, how important it is, quads, to these standing poses to find balance, which allows us to find strength. All right, same thing, other side. Turn your toes out. Your back foot is either parallel or slightly forward. Bend your front knee, find that pose. Press into the pinky edge of your back foot. Activate the glute. Find your breath. Good. Take your front hand to your front hip. Start to lean forward and then press the leg straight. Grab your block, take it to the outside ankle. Open the shoulder. I always think the arms are the frosting, right? The sprinkles on the cake. So if your chest is leaning toward the floor, work there, keep the hand down, right? If it feels good, take the arm up. The front hip is rolling back, the back foot is pressing out into the floor, as if you could separate that mat between those feet. And breathe. Bend your front knee. Adjust the block if you need to. Take the arm overhead if you want to. Extended side angle. Top hand to top hip. Hand to knee. Push off. Turn the toes forward. All your toes pointing forward. Big hinge at the hips. Come on down. And breathe. Good. Press up. Walk those feet in a little bit. Bend the knees and come on up. Almost done with all this. What time is it? Oh, Lordy. Lordy, how's that happen? We got work to do. All right. Just move your stuff out of the way. You can be near a wall, just a slight bit more balance. Want you to play with this idea of most of you are going to want to turn sideways or at least have some room, right? Hands to hips. You're going to step out with one leg, lift the other. Careful here, step down on purpose, lift the other. Woo. Down, up, down. See where you go. Down, up, down, up, right? So where we get in trouble is when we rush down. Now, if you want to add the arms, when I lift, whew, and down. I know, great fun. Up and down. You can play here. Lift. Where do you go? Where do you go? Woohoo! Right? Where do you go? Don't go that far. And down. One more both sides. This is the balance work, right? Balance work is never still. It's moving. I'm playing way too much. Don't follow me. Where do you go? And down, steady. Do as I say, not as I do. And down. And shake it out. Last one here. Forward. Open up those shoulders. Find your balance. Hands to hips. Lift up. Step back. Here's the tricky part. See if you can come back to a lift. And down. Other side, lift. Step back. So when we get out of balance, right, in life, we want to be able to recover. And down. Let's add the arms, just one more both sides. I think that'll be enough. Arms up. Step back. Lift up. And down. One more. Here we go. Up. Down. Woo. Up. And release. Shake that out. Right? So this balance work keeps us from tumbling, keeps us strong, keeps us from falling. I truly believe that. So find mountain pose. From the outer edges of your feet to the inner edges of your feet. The legs are active, the heels slightly come in, the toes slightly go out from isometrically. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And just feel that balance. And if you feel wobbly, open the eyes, close them for a second, like just a flash of the lids down and back up again. And then really get a sense of your body in space. Where are the hips? Where are the shoulders? Are you rounding? Is the head dropping? All those things that can throw your balance off. Can you get taller still? Breathe. And open the eyes, shake it out. Good job, everybody. Come on back to your mat. We're going to be coming down to the floor, so just have your blanket nearby. When we come down, we can grab our blocks. So inhale up, exhale down. Step back to down dog. Oh, just hold this dog for a little bit if you can. Press that weight out of the heels of the hands into the center of those hands. Find your breath. Feel the strength in your arms. Bend the knees slightly, just slightly. And then take your knees all the way to the floor. Whew. Good. Release fully. We're going to come to our backs, have a block nearby. Have your strap where you can reach it. You won't, I don't think you'll need your tennis ball. I think we're done with that. Come on down. Your feet are going to be on the floor. Oh, I bet that feels good. So we have a little bit of work yet to do, so hang in there with me. We're going to play with some variations of bridge pose. Just going to turn around because I got sun in my face. A few variations of bridge pose here. So once again, I want you to find the center line of the sacrum. The hands are down at your sides, and I want you to hold on to the edges of your mat. Don't overgrip, but just hang on to them and push the mat away from you, or your hands are pressing down. What that's going to do is kind of roll you onto the back shoulders a little bit more. Lengthen your tailbone, squeeze your belly, lift your hips. Simple bridge pose here. And breathe. And notice, right, in this simple bridge, no big deal. We've done this a bunch of times. Maybe you roll the shoulders under just a little bit. You're still holding your mat, but I've just kind of rolled the elbows in a little. And then the tailbone lengthens. The quads are really getting a stretch here. The knees press forward. The back of the head, the neck comfortable. There's space behind your neck. And breathe. From here, one, that's enough. Drop down to your hips and hang for a second, or you're going to do 10 pulses with me right here. So pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly lower down hips first. Release the shoulders. Just stay here. Try not to bring the knees to your chest just yet. Take your feet out to the edges of your mat. Turn the toes out slightly. Lengthen your tailbone. Reach up. You can hold your mat or press your hands down. So this is a little bit different. We're working the outer hips, right? The outer hips, hamstrings. Press the knees out gently and breathe. Maybe the elbows walk in just a little. That's just a little more chest lift. Squeeze your glutes. You almost can't not squeeze your glutes here. And give me 10 pulses. 10, 9, soft. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower hips first. Whew. Release the shoulders, just pause. And breathe. Walk the feet back in, hips width apart. Lengthen tailbone, lift your hips, hands down or holding your mat. Lift the heels, everybody. Woo. Breathe. Tap one heel, lift, other heel, lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift. Lower hips down. Resist the urge now. You can stop at any point. We won't do this too much longer, but resist the urge to bring your knees to your chest until you're done with bridge poses. We're almost done though. Hang in there. Listen up. So we're going to start with just something really simple. We're going to press into the right foot. Just bring your right or left knee to your chest. Tap the toe down. Good. Just a few. Bring the knee in. Tap the toe down. 3 and 4 and 5. Release. Same thing, other side. Push into your left foot. Bring the right knee in, tap your toe. 2, 3, 4, yep, 5. Both feet down, hips lift, both feet down. Hold the sides of your mat, push the mat away a little bit. Choices: 1, you're here, it's heel lifts. 2, your left knee comes into chest, toe taps down for 5. 2, 3, don't rock the hips. 4, woo, and 5. Feet down, lift your hips, hold. Last one, last side, push into your left foot. Make that left side active, knee to chest. 1, tap down. 2, 3, you got it. 4, and 5, foot down, both heels down. Bridge pose, everybody. Lengthen your tailbone, drop down, hips or sacrum first. Whoo, pause here. Find your breath. Bring your knees to your chest. You can cross your ankles here. Just let your hips, legs be heavy to the center of your body. And breathe. Good. Undo the ankles, both feet to the floor. Take the left leg straight up. And then bring ankle to right knee, left ankle to right knee. Bringing the knees toward your chest. Again, ideally, there's a teeny tiny space behind your lower back. If you want a little bit more, so you would, if your left knee is bent, you would just keep your right leg at a 90 degree, but then bring the right ankle toward the left knee, as if we were going to do fire log pose. So the left knee stays out to the side, the hips stay level or even, but that right ankle is trying to squeeze in to the other side. Just breathe. And lower that foot. Release your left side, take the right leg up. And then drop that ankle to the knee, bring the knees in. Level out the hips. And again, if you want, the left leg goes to 90 degrees and then the left ankle goes into the right. The challenge here is not to skew the hips, because when they turn that foot in, the right hip wants to lift. So I'm not going to force the left foot to go in, and I'm going to try to keep my hips level. It's different on this side for me than the other side. Breathe. And release. Bring the left knee to chest. Straighten the right leg. And then switch sides. Good. Release that. Grab your strap. Take that loop. Feed your legs through it. If you need some help in the room, let me know. Take them up to the mid thighs. Give it a little bit of a squeeze here, so that when you put your feet on the floor, your legs have a little bit of purchase on the strap, not a whole lot. And then if you want your blanket hopefully in reach, maybe not, you put that blanket under your knees or under your thighs. and you straighten the legs. So the strap around the thighs contains the legs, especially after all the work we've done. Another thing I really like to do that I didn't cue is if you have a really long strap, you can take the tail end, bend your knees, put the strap under your hip line, and then bring it across the top. So you've not only contained the thighs, but also the hips, and then just make it a little snug. Oh, that feels delicious. Right. So all I did is I took the tail end, I wrapped it not in the low back, around the hip line, and then I fed it across the top and just took it underneath the other part of the strap, not to make a knot, but just to tighten it up a little. And then you can truly let go and find Shavasana. And as you close your eyes, just let go here. The shoulders roll out to the sides. The palms are face up or resting on your belly. The legs and possibly the hips are contained after all that work today. And we start to realize that balance really is the key to strength, both our physical strength, but our emotional strength, our mental strength. We feel the jaw relax. Feel the softness of the eyes, the belly. Breathe, let go. Soften down even more. Let go of the to-do list for another moment or two. Those of you who are ready, start to wiggle a little bit, and when you can, bend the knees. Start to loosen the strap and maybe shimmy the legs out of the strap as you bring your knees toward your chest. Drawing your knees to your chest. Pausing here, back of the neck is long. And then roll the knees to one side. Pausing here in seedling pose. And then pressing up all the way. Ooh. Give your hips a little love. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Bow to your own inner strength, your own inner balance. We know where it is. We watch ourselves teeter-totter, and yet we always find balance. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a super day.